Hello and welcome back to Applied Intelligence Live in Austin. We're here on day 2 of the conference and I'm joined by Lisa Aguilar, VP Product Marketing and Field CTO at DataRobot. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Great. So tell us about what DataRobot have been up to.
Yes. So if you don't know DataRobot, we're an end-to-end AI lifecycle management platform. We've been doing generative and predictive, both from the build and the monitoring, the production, and the complete, which is the big one right now, is governance. So what we've been focusing in on, because everybody's been talking about generative AI lately, is not necessarily the LLM or the ingredient aspects of it, but how do you bring some of the best-in-class ingredients that Google, that AWS, that Microsoft are building, bring those together, and then safely and securely put them into production so that you can have a true AI solution. So that's what we've been focusing in on lately.
And what do you think, with generative AI, we've obviously been talking about it a lot, ChatGPT. Obviously it comes with great promise, but also great responsibility. What do you think are the most challenging aspects of these technologies, and what do you think we should perhaps be concerned about, and how we can sort of mitigate those concerns?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different concerns. There's the concerns that C-level suite on the data side and the IT side are really going to need to take into consideration. So first and foremost, you're getting a lot more cooks in the kitchen when it comes to this type of AI than you normally have. So generative AI is really accessible by software developers, to be honest. So you're introducing a brand new population into developing AI type solutions. So how do you, one, prevent some of that information just going rogue? A CIO we chatted with was saying they had 50 vector databases, didn't know who built them, what data was in them, or where they're going. So being able to have complete visibility over who's creating what inside your organization is key. So that's a big risk that's being introduced with generative AI. Then there's, of course, the bigger risk of, I've got good prototyping, which is what we hear a lot from our customers and clients even here, is I've built a solution, but I don't feel confident about putting that solution into production because there is a lot of backlash. It can give wrong answers. How am I sure that it's going to give right answers? There was an example of a supermarket that put a recipe generator into market for its customers and clients, and one of the ingredients that it listed was poison. And that's the kind of press you don't want with a generative AI solution. Right. So focusing a lot on the how do you make sure it's going to stay performant, the monitoring of it, the hallucination, the toxicity of responses, that is something that we really need to take into consideration to getting beyond prototyping. Building is easy, production is what's hard, and that's what we see a lot of data leaders struggling with, and this is where DataRobot is really focusing in on. How do we help solve the confidence problem and making sure the solution that you're building is going to be good, and it's not going to give wrong answers and get you in the press in the very wrong way. So that's one thing.
Right. And what are some of the biggest misconceptions you're hearing about generative AI?
Oh, my favorite one is it's fast. Because ChatGPT, especially for business executives, it's a great thing for data teams, is ChatGPT has made AI extremely accessible. We've been trying to have people understand what predictive means and the impact it can have. Being able to experience ChatGPT and experience AI in a very real world context made it very tangible. Now, the challenge with that is it's made it seem very fast. Well, look, I can just ask ChatGPT. I joke about this all the time. I can ask ChatGPT how to make a generative AI solution, and look at how fast it is. Yes, building it is fast, but like we talked about, putting it in production and making sure it's functional, useful, and accurate, that's the hard part. Yeah. So that's a big challenge.
And how are some of your customers using it successfully?
So we have a lot of great customers that are using it successfully. One is Baptist, Florida, in South Florida, Baptist Health. So we've been working with them. They have 6 generative AI solutions that they've already been working on and prototyping and building. They've got one in production right now, looking at how do they optimize recipes. So there's nutritional guidelines that are needed. Then there's the food that they have. So how do you help meet the nutritional guidance that are needed with the food that you have? So we have a recipe generator that they've put into production that they are using. We've got another one where it's taking think of medical specialists, like a cardiologist specialist. If they want to get a brief history of your entire history, but you've seen multiple doctors, it's very difficult for them to try and get all that information so they can know what they need to do with you next. So what we've done is worked with them in creating a generative AI solution in which you can get a quick summary of all of your health, wherever it's been. Other specialists get an aggregated view, so your next specialist, like your cardiac specialist, has a firm understanding of your medical history. So that's one that we are working with them. And we have several others that are in production. A lot of the use cases that we're seeing primarily in these early days with our customers and clients is very much focused on efficiency gains internally with their internal teams. It's a great place to start. It's a lower barrier in terms of like risk that you're going to have, because your internal employees are going to be much more forgiving if an answer is maybe incorrect, but you still want to do a lot of work there. Once you can get that muscle built, then it's doing the hard work of establishing that skill set and then looking at external use cases.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day here.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.